channel. I'm Julie, and today I'm going to be showing you my main workout, my heavy lifting workout for booty gains. And I must admit, I do not have a big butt. Working on it. Heard that it takes minimum 2 years to grow a bigger butt, but let me just tell you that these workouts are the ones that I do. And I will do a whole nother video on how I schedule all of my workouts, but this workout I specifically do twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I rest in between because I do go pretty heavy. Rest is very, very important whenever you work out, especially if you're lifting, or else you're not giving your body enough time to recover. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe down below and also follow my social media at Jules Inspires. And let's just jump into the video. Okay guys, so first things first, you gotta stretch, especially the muscles that you're gonna be working with. And for me, I always do these stretches no matter what I'm working on that day. Now, to get your heart pumping, you need to start with some cardio, and I usually just get on the elliptical or just run or whatever. Now with these hip thrusts, I usually do 4 sets of 20, and I try to do them with a low weight and kind of quickly. Now I'm doing the same thing here, and usually I would have a band, but I'm doing it without a band, so this is hip thrust abduction, and it is a little bit more difficult. Now here I'm doing one-legged elevated hip thrust, and these burn, you guys. For me, I enjoy doing these a little bit faster too, kind of like a pumper type of workout. I also feel like the closer you get to the bench that you're on, so your butt, if it's closer, then you will actually feel the burn a little bit more. Now here I'm just doing the regular elevated hip thrust, and I do 4 sets of 20. For sumo squats here, I always start off with 25 pounds and I keep adding 5 per set. So here I'm doing the traditional deadlift. The difference between this one and the sumo squat is the fact that my feet are shoulder length apart instead of going over the length of my shoulders. I'm also still bending my knees, and you can also do the Romanian deadlift, which means that your knees will actually just be straight. Now I'm using the Smith machine to do regular squats. And again, guys, the most important thing to do whenever you squat is to squeeze your glutes and also keep your back straight, or you could injure your back. Here I usually start off with 25, then I go to 30, 35, and 45, and I do 4 sets of 12, sometimes 15. Now here I'm using 45 on each side, and I'm doing 4 sets of 12, and these are kneeling squats. These usually I go pretty heavy because it doesn't seem so difficult, but after a while, like the heavier you go, the better. Here I'm using the leg press machine. I'm using a 200-pound weight right now. I know I can go a little bit higher, but I want to go slow and focus on my legs and my glutes. You can also adjust the machine to where your knees can come closer to your body, and it's also a little bit more difficult. Here I'm doing forward and reverse lunges. These really challenge my balance overall, and also I don't go super heavy, but it's still a challenging weight. I think I'm doing 17 and a half. Sometimes I do 20 pounds, but I do 20 in each leg, and after a while you feel the burn. I swear, you feel the burn, guys. Now with these curtsy lunges, I also try to keep my back straight, and I do these a little bit more quickly. Now I do not have a padding nor an actual mat that I can use for an actual barbell thrust, and so I always use this machine instead, and I'm showing you here how I do it exactly. This does not give me any bruises on my hip bones or anything like that, and I can also arrange the weight to whatever I want. Sometimes I do put my legs a little bit more forward, and sometimes I put them a little bit further towards the back, and it just also depends on how you feel it and how you feel it in your glutes. Some people prefer also to point their feet out. Now to kind of finish out my workout, I'm doing donkey kickbacks on the step machine, and usually I can do these just on the floor regularly, or also use a band here, or also on the floor. Now I'm just going side to side, and again, just to squeeze your butt.